Hello, I'm Ray Heron, this is MotoNZ, and we're putting the Rabaconda Street Tester to the test one more time. Joining me, this guy, Mark, who you have met before. Mark, what do you ride?
Z.
Z. It's a 1000 Kawasaki,
Put me
right?
on the spot, Z1000 ECX. Yeah.
And this is the bike, the wheel off your bike.
It is my front wheel.
And it is a T32, which I'm pretty sure you put these on just before our last ride.
Only about 3,500 Ks ago. And check out what's happened to them.
Wow. There's a bit of wave going on there.
They've actually like hollowed out and become concave on one side.
Wow.
And that was the South Island roads plus slightly too low tyre pressure.
Okay, so we're going from a Bridgestone T32. What are you going to?
I've got an S22 which I bought ages ago, and I figured I should use it.
Okay, so this is going to be a test for the Rabaconda. Well, it's probably going to be more of a test for me than the Rabaconda because I haven't done a road tyre before, a road wheel. This is a cast wheel, look at that. Compound wise and sidewall wise, this is going to be easier.
So I'm expecting this to be quite a hard sidewall and this to be a bit softer based on what they're like if you just put them on the ground and sit on them.
Okay.
This will fold up on itself, that probably won't.
Right.
Yeah.
But also no inner tubes.
No tubes.
So that should be a lot easier.
I'm going to be interested to see how we go getting it to seal against the rim, because these they put a lot of tension against the rim to get that seal. But yeah,
well, we've got a full tub of bead lube.
Grease. Nice.
So let's start with deflation, I guess.
Oh yeah, the time. So the time is 2:15.
2:15.
Yeah, and I've already spent maybe 30 minutes from the time I put the bike up on stands, took the brakes off.
I appreciate that we don't have to do that. Yeah, thank you.
Took the wheel out, had a moment where I'm like, oh no, the bearings are shot, and then it turned out they weren't, and then I gave it a clean, and yes, about 30 minutes. They'd probably be a bit quicker going back on. What does the yellow dot on a Bridgestone motorcycle tyre mean?
According to Tyre Bay Direct, when fitting a tyre, you should line up this yellow dot with the valve stem, as this is the heaviest point of the wheel. By aligning the lightest spot on the tyre with the heaviest point on the wheel, the tyre wheel balance is as close to optimal as can be.
Right, here we go, everybody.
So what have you done here? You've just slid that.
So we got these magnets just to support everything.
Okay. Gives you something to press against.
We don't have electronic valve tyre pressure.
No tyre pressure system.
Right. That means I've got nothing to brake.
I wish. I would like to have one.
Okay. First job, breaking the bead.
Oh, that's quite nice how that just locks in there with like a little cam arrangement. It's like screwing in a light bulb.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, well that's not broken yet.
Let me put my foot on the other side. There we go. Oh, I still had a bit of pressure in it. Me and a friend tried to get to this stage without using any special tools. We were just whatever we could find in the garage. I think we'd spent about 2 or 3 hours
getting to that point.
Yeah.
I did the exact same thing. If you go back on the channel and watch one of my early videos, the Midas tyres, we took 7 hours and we still didn't get them seated properly.
In the end, he persisted and he did manage to do a full tyre change, but it was several days of figuring out how to do it. And
then we need this guy. Can you tell why it's called a duck head? Quack, quack.
Does it walk like one and quack like one? It's very duck, isn't it?
Hello, you ducky duck.
I thought your lubrication was pretty conservative. You reckon that's enough?
We will find out.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so you can leave it over the duck head as well. Oh.
Hold, please.
Do it from the bottom. On that. So what does that do?
That goes in there.
Stops it from spinning around. You wouldn't be able to use that on spoke wheels, would you?
No. Righty-o. So bring this down. We make sure that our bead is broken and it's in the drop centre of the wheel.
Yep.
And then we use this guy to go down in here.
Oh, look at that. That took us another 2 hours to get to that stage.
This is the tricky bit. How much pressure do we need?
Oh, okay.
One.
Wow. Yeah, getting to this point was probably another 2 hours without the right tools. And then the duck head's really, there's way more to that than meets the eye, eh?
The duck head is the...
Being able to lever over it like that, it's awesome.
The duck head is the saviour here.
And you don't even need to hold the... Wow. So easy. Oh,
One tyre
so easy.
off.
I can't believe it.
I've got to say, I do like the fact that this is tubeless. The tube is the annoying
It's
bit.
the hard bit. This may actually end up being easier.
I think so.
Yeah.
And given this is called the Rabaconda Street Tyre Changer, the one thing you might have issue with is balancing. Because we can get the dot where we think it needs to go, but at the end of the day, if you need to balance it...
Funny, searching about the yellow dot brings up a whole lot of people asking the question of, do these really need to be balanced if they have already checked? You know, all the mechanics I've talked to and used still balance them, so...
Yeah.
Interesting to see if I do have any vibrations. I also know a lot of people that don't bother balancing them, so...
Right, so the dot is where my finger is, and we decided that needed to go at the valve.
Yep.
Yeah?
If you have a red dot, ignore the yellow dot.
If you have a yellow dot, put it by the valve.
Yeah, I'm looking for that. We'll start with the yellow dot because that's easy to explain. The yellow dot indicates the overall light static balance point of the tyre. In other words, it's as though the tyre is a bit lighter in the area where the yellow dot is located. Which would lead me to think you put that where the valve stem is.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, reading on, they're saying. So this is a second source I've found that says the yellow dot goes by the valve stem. Bit dry there. Look at that. So what's the trick to get the duck head out? Oh, okay, there is no trick.
No trick.
So it doesn't actually reach inside, it just kind of sits above the rim.
So it's got this groove,
protects it.
which sits around
Yeah.
the lip.
And so that must be steel coated with plastic, is it?
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting more respect for this system.
So, that's done. Next question is, can we seat the bead?
Yeah, with just a standard Ryobi tyre inflator.
Or do we need to go down to the petrol station?
Passion into it. Well, these isn't going to be much better than that. They're all a bit crappy these days. It's going. Yep. Whee! I'm
There we
awake
go.
now. Whoa!
I would say that's seated.
Sounds very seated.
How much pressure do you want on it?
36 is a good start.
What's the time check?
Oh yeah. It was quick. It was 16 minutes.
16 minutes,
Including
tyre
the
off,
water.
tyre on, and then however long it takes you to take the tyre off the bike and put it back on the bike.
again. So say by the time I actually
Half
put
an hour?
the wheels on the ground, I'd say 20 minutes.
20 minutes all up, or 20 minutes to do that
to put
side
it
of
back
things?
on. Yeah,
Right.
I spent 30 minutes taking it off, but I didn't hurry, and I stopped to check the bearings out as well. So yeah,
Anything less than an hour is pretty good.
Yeah.
And if you're doing both, front and back,
Yep.
an hour to an hour and a half is
there'd be
generally...
less setup because the bike was already off. Both wheels were off the ground when I was working on it. So
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So do you want to move that, or are you happy with that as it is?
we don't have a balancing machine, do we?
Well, I've got something.
Should we try and see how the balance is?
I don't know how it works.
Let's have a go. We'll
You
figure
look
it
after
out.
that, and I'll get it out. I've got something that old mate Todd left me,
Ah, okay.
and I've
That's
never...
a wheel balancer.
That's a wheel balancer?
That's a wheel balancer.
So there's a bag of bits to
And
go with
there's
it.
some cones. I saw some cones down
Ah,
there.
well, no, that's for the Rabaconda. There is a bag of bits, though, that goes with that. Let me
Yeah.
just work out where they are. So are you impressed?
I am, actually.
I was impressed at how easy that was.
Having set out intentionally to see what it was like to do it as an amateur with no tools, and having spent probably 8 hours to do a tyre change as an experiment. I obviously knew
That was something I was going to ask you. Have you tried to do this
without
with levers
just levers alone. Yeah,
on your bike?
not my bike, but the same wheel construction, similar tyres. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And
everybody's got a story of how long it's taken.
we knew
previously.
we were setting ourselves up for a problem, but just wanted to see what it was really like. And this is considering a system like this is the next step.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's a metal rod that goes across. We need to check if that's true. Like, it should be super, super straight.
Well, it's truly metal.
So you just get that, chuck it through there, and then chuck that one on there. And then, in theory, our lightest point is about to be at the top. But looking at how long that's taking to slow down, I don't know, I think it might be pretty balanced. So what we do is make a mark on there, or note on
Well,
there.
that was yellow dot right at
Right.
the very top.
Okay.
So give it another
So
wee
give it
shunt.
I'd do that a few times and just see, does it have a preference?
Does it always stop with a yellow dot at the top?
Yeah. If that's the case, then we need to shift the weights.
Yellow dot's just past the top. It's coming back. No, it stopped.
See how it backed up there?
It's backing up slightly.
That's a sign that we've got an imbalance.
So the heaviest point is opposite the yellow dot.
So you said the yellow dot stopped there last time, didn't you? So the average of the two would be here. Let's do it again. Oh, I might not have nudged it hard enough.
It speeds up when the yellow dot is coming from 6 o'clock. And it's stopping. Is it going to back up? Yeah, backed up just slightly. Yep, still going. So the heaviest point has got to be halfway between 12 o'clock and the dot, right?
And now if we just roll it the other way for good measure.
And that works with the information we got off Google, right?
It matches what they said, that the yellow dot would be the lightest part. Now that's interesting, we've got a different behaviour this time.
Okay, so bring it
So
back.
I may not have pushed it hard enough.
Oh,
Hang on,
I've given it a lot of beans there.
Yeah, we'll just give it a few less beans. Here we go.
We would have been
Could
there for
even be
about an hour.
a wind yeah. Yeah, the bearings are obviously alright. A wind gust could mess this up too, so if it's windy I would do it with the door closed. What we should do is put a small weight on it and see if we can actually change the outcome.
Alright, so we've stopped at, 8 o'clock?
What can we put on there? Oh, I could put an Allen key on it and got a bit of tape or a clamp.
Yeah, there's tape floating around. Dear viewer, you've spent enough time watching videos in my garage. Where's my tape? Let us know in the comments below.
Does that look like a 4mm Allen key's worth of lead? Well, we want a 3mm Allen key.
You tell me.
Go with a 3. Just curious to see if we
This is
can.
your science experiment.
Yeah, just curious to see if we can change the outcome. Like, it's not going to stay on here.
Oh, you're not going to ride along with it. There could be a new adventure style thing, you know, when you.
This is a real bush fix.
This is how you carry your tools. You haven't got any room on your bike.
Just balance your wheels with them and zip tie them to the rims.
Increase your unsprung weight.
Okay, and where's that relative to the yellow dot?
Yellow dot's 12.
Okay, well, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
How unweighted are we?
Can it detect an Allen key? Oh. Go on, roll back.
I dare you.
Yeah, it's rolling back.
There we go. Quite substantially compared to before.
I bet you there's enough friction that it won't roll right to the bottom, though.
I think it's going to. It's picking up speed, and your yellow dot is coming back up.
There you go. So 1 3mm Allen key is enough to affect the balance of the tyre. Makes me think that we're pretty close to imbalance.
And the 3mm Allen key is now dead bottom.
Yep.
And it's brought a yellow dot back up to 230. I mean, I've heard Dave Moss is a big advocate for putting cable ties on your forks, but putting them on the wheels. Right, here we go. Is this going to completely change? This is riveting YouTube,
isn't it? I feel some fast forwarding coming on. Keep that finger off the skip button. Don't you skip.
Right, we are coming up. We are coming up.
So we're going to roll
We've
back.
stopped. We're rolling back.
We are
Yes, here we go. Yellow dot is 11. Coming up to 10. Okay, so what does that mean? Do you think that means that we're not that badly weighted?
I think we were within half a 3mm Allen key of being balanced.
How much does a 3mm Allen key weigh? Does Google know that?
Yeah. No, I don't think it will.
Scales is not something I have in this house.
I've got precision scales at home, but of course I don't have
precision.
them right here.
Show us your precision scales.
They're not very exciting. They're from AliExpress.
Oh, how precision are they?
I would say that, well, they could do a 1/100th of a gram.
So now what I want to know, I want you to put this on the bike and tell me how bad it feels out of balance.
Yeah, I'm prepared to just ride it and see. It looks like it's pretty close.
So Todd's sitting there at his computer watching this on YouTube going,
hey, you guys are stuffing
I know
this up.
exactly what's wrong with this thing.
Yeah.
The tyre balancer doesn't work. Okay, well, I reckon that was a success. The Rabaconda changed that tyre in blistering fast speed, made easier by the fact that we don't have a tube in this tyre. This Rabaconda Street Tyre Changer is exactly that. It is made for street tyres. It'll do your dirt tyres. BMW riders, don't come at me with your bikes because I need a fancy new duck head to do yours because of the cross spoke tubeless situation. But if I could make the T7 tyres tubeless, that would make tyre changing so much better. Mark, overall vibe?
I love it. That was so easy. Like, don't even try and do it without one of these. That's where I'm at.
What are you thinking? You're going to go put this on the bike and see how bad it feels?
Yeah, I'm going to see if there's a vibration there. I feel like we've balanced it really closely. Like if we can only affect a change with a couple of grams, I probably won't feel it. But we'll see. Live and learn.
So there you have it. Tyres changed. Easy. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're doing some riding very, very soon with a few of the machines out there. Oh, you can't see one of them. If you've got any questions, chuck them in the comments box below and I will answer them if I possibly can. Thank you for watching. Thanks, Mark, for coming along. We'll see you in the next one. Hooroo.